Mike Berners-Lee, How Bad Are Bananas? The Carbon Footprint of Everything. Embark on a journey towards a sustainable lifestyle as we dive into the summary of Mike Berners-Lee's How Bad Are Bananas? The Carbon Footprint of Everything. In this engaging read, Berners-Lee breaks down the concept of carbon footprints, highlighting the significance of greenhouse gases in our daily lives. Discover the stark differences in carbon footprints across varying countries and cultures. Through this summary, you'll explore the impact of technology, your diet, transportation, and even your daily chores on your carbon footprint. With clear, easy-to-understand explanations, this summary aims to illuminate the importance of every individual's contribution to a greener world.
Understanding greenhouse gases and carbon footprints. The impact of greenhouse gases and different types of emissions on our planet is subject to discussion. Carbon dioxide, alongside methane and nitrous oxide, are harmful gases that contribute to global warming. These gases can be measured through a carbon footprint, which accounts for all the different types of emissions being released. The average carbon footprint varies from country to country, and developed countries tend to have a higher carbon footprint. Through adopting a 10-ton lifestyle, it is possible to reduce the average person's carbon footprint and significantly decrease harmful emissions. In recent times, the term carbon footprint has been widely used during discussions about climate change. Carbon dioxide is one of several gases that contribute to global warming. Apart from carbon dioxide, methane and nitrous oxide are known to cause greenhouse gases and damage the environment. The use of refrigerant gases in cooling systems is an additional source of these emissions. In the UK, carbon dioxide accounts for 86% of greenhouse gas outputs, while methane accounts for 7%, nitrous oxide 6%, and refrigerant gases 1%. A carbon footprint is a reliable way to measure the overall emissions. To calculate carbon footprints, experts use carbon dioxide equivalent, or CO2e, which accounts for all major harmful emissions being released. The average size of a carbon footprint varies from country to country. For example, Malawi has an average of 0.1 metric tons of CO2e per person per year. However, developed countries such as the UK, North America, and Australia have a higher average per person. In 2007, the planet produced about 49 billion metric tons of CO2e. Berners-Lee proposes a 10-ton lifestyle plan, which aims to reduce the average person's carbon footprint by 1/3 from 15 to 10 metric tons per year, resulting in a significant reduction in harmful emissions. The author provides essential information about understanding greenhouse gases and carbon footprints, enabling readers to reduce their carbon footprint and positively impact the environment. Using technology responsibly. Technology has been an essential part of our daily lives for the past few decades, influencing how we work and communicate. However, we may not be conscious of the significance of using it responsibly. By messaging instead of making phone calls, we can reduce our carbon footprint. A single text message produces 0.014 g CO2e, while a 2-minute phone call releases 47 kg CO2e per year. The majority of these emissions come from the energy that base stations and switchboards require to connect two cell phones to the same network. Similarly, emailing contributes to our carbon footprint too. The average email only has 4 grams CO2e, but a year's worth of emailing totals to 135 kg CO2e, accounting for more than 1% of our 10-ton lifestyle. Computers also have significant footprints because producing a 21.5-inch iMac in 2010 resulted in 720 kg CO2e, and it uses 63 g CO2e per hour of use. Furthermore, data centers that keep the World Wide Web running demand a staggering amount of electricity, leading to 130 million metric tons of CO2e in 2010. If we don't start using technology responsibly, this figure will likely double by 2020, reaching 250 to 340 million metric tons. The CO2e emissions race, plastic versus paper. Plastic might be better for the environment than paper bags from a carbon dioxide equivalent standpoint. CO2e emissions from plastic bags are around 10 grams while those of paper bags can vary between 12 to 80 grams. It's best to always use reusable tote bags, but if you're forced to use paper bags, make sure you recycle them. However, the paper industry is still leaving behind a significant carbon footprint. Not recycling paper products can result in high CO2e emissions, with each letter and catalog adding 200 grams and 1,600 grams, respectively. Opting out of junk mail helps to significantly tackle paper industry waste. On average, one paperback book contributes around 1 kilogram of CO2e. Although this amount may appear high, reading may keep one from taking part in carbon-intensive activities like driving and shopping. It's crucial to recycle paper products to avoid them from ending up in landfills where they rot and emit methane. It's also advisable to buy recycled paper products, considering new paper takes up twice the energy used to recycle and doubles its carbon footprint. Carbon footprints: which method of transportation leaves the biggest impact? The impact of different modes of transportation on our carbon footprint is significant. While cycling, electric-powered trains, and small fuel-efficient cars have a comparatively lower footprint, driving a less fuel-efficient car or flying has a much larger impact. To put things into perspective, a person cycling from London to Glasgow would leave a 53 kg CO2e footprint, while an airplane would leave a footprint of around 500 kg CO2e for the same trip. Flying causes more harm because burning fuel at higher altitudes has a more harmful impact on the environment. The environmental footprint of your food. The impact of food on the environment depends on where it comes from. Growing your own fruits and vegetables leaves no footprint, while locally grown produce has a lower carbon footprint than those imported from halfway around the world. Bananas have a small footprint because they don't use artificial light to grow, and their skin provides enough protection that they don't require extra packaging or air freighting. Meat has a higher environmental impact than fruits and vegetables because cows are ruminants and release methane gas in the process of digestion. If you're looking to reduce your carbon footprint, consider growing your own food or buying locally grown produce. The carbon footprint of your beverage choices. Are you aware of the environmental impact of your beverage choices? While tap water has a small carbon footprint, bottled water leaves a much larger footprint due to packaging and transportation. Coffee and tea have a modest footprint, but milk and fancy drinks significantly increase it. Imported beer can have a large footprint, but locally brewed beer is more eco-friendly. Boxed wine is a better choice than wine in glass bottles. Be mindful of your choices to reduce your carbon footprint. Energy-saving tips for daily chores. Are you concerned about your carbon footprint? Start with small steps like turning off appliances before leaving home, washing clothes in cold water, and hang-drying them. Drying racks can help reduce half a ton of CO2e emissions annually. Iron only when necessary and wash dishes with care. Consider using energy-efficient dishwashers that eliminate bacteria and leave a smaller carbon footprint. The average shower takes 6 minutes and contributes to 0.5 kilograms of CO2e emissions. However, by limiting your shower time to 3 minutes and getting a water-efficient aerated showerhead, you can reduce that to just 90 grams CO2e. With these small changes in your daily chores, you can reduce your carbon footprint and contribute to a sustainable environment. Human impact on the environment. The harmful effects of humans on the environment cannot be understated. While some argue that natural events like volcanoes emit greenhouse gases, it is clear that human-made emissions far exceed what nature produces. Bushfires and deforestation are also significant contributors to emissions, accounting for 165 million and 9 billion metric tons of CO2e per year, respectively. Black carbon, mainly from human activities like coal burning and transport, accounts for 15 to 30% of global emissions. While volcanoes can have a cooling effect, it is not enough to offset the devastating impact of human activities on the environment. A greener diet. Did you know that your diet contributes to 20% of your carbon footprint? If you want to reduce your environmental impact, start with your meals. You don't have to become a vegan, but by eating less meat and dairy, only seasonal local produce, and reducing food waste, packaging, and cooking more efficiently, you can reduce your food footprint by up to 75%. These small steps will put you on the path to living a greener, 10-ton lifestyle.
We've reached the end of our quest into the world of how bad are bananas, the carbon footprint of everything. Through this enticing summary, we've gained insight into how our daily activities, food choices, and travel habits impact our carbon footprints. It's important to recognize that the small choices we make in our everyday lives have a significant effect on the overall well-being of our planet. From reconsidering our meat and dairy consumption to adopting efficient cooking techniques, we've learned how our actions can greatly influence our carbon footprints. So, armed with this newfound knowledge, let's take a step towards a greener, more sustainable future.